Yeah.
So it it hit home because I internalized it so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like through all, even to this day, right? Like I trained so much, and people used to ask me what I was afraid of, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
used to tell them, man, I wasn't afraid of anything but God. Death don't scare me. I've been fucking stabbed 3 times. I've been shot at God knows how many motherfucking times, and I've been in so many motherfucking fights that I was probably either supposed to die or should have. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't even matter, man. But when I finally came to the realization, the thing that scared me the most was not being able to save the people that I love.
Mm-hmm.
That scares me the most.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it was that moment that probably triggered that idea in
Mm-hmm.
me, because it just seems that it didn't matter how much I worked out, it didn't matter how many martial arts styles that I knew or how capable that I was. Those were just overwhelming
Mm-hmm.
odds. And I had to accept the realization that the only thing I probably could have did if I went in there was get both of us assaulted.
That's it.
But to leave that man to the demise of God knows how many individuals that assaulted him. I mean, it hurt me. It hurt me. It took me a minute. I mean, even transitioning from transitioning from the penal system to, what I'm saying, back home,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I still had nightmares,
I still
or
have
I
them,
used
bro.
to, lash out in my sleep, or I used to, you know, call out, my baby brother used
Yeah.
to, talk. And I think transitioning home was one of the hardest for me, for me through all of that, because one of the things that used to keep me motivated, they used to keep me focused, was my drive to knowing that I needed to be a better a better son to my mother, a better brother for my baby brother,
Mm-hmm.
to be their example, to survive the situation that I was in and come home and be the help that they needed,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because when I got locked up, and my little brother was so young, he wasn't number 7.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't even that. I think he was like 5. I think
Okay.
my little brother was like 5. And then even when I was transitioning, what I'm saying, where in other prisons where I was able to get phone, and I even had one myself, and I was able to communicate with my mother um, pretty regularly or whatever. Uh, she used to, I used to beg her. I'm like, put my little brother back in school, man. He's getting to an age where he's going to need his education. How is he going to work? What I'm saying, and find a job if he's not in school. They look at these things. What my mom used to hit me. They used to shut me up, even when I used to hit her with so many valid, valid facts and points. She says, "I'm too scared to lose another child to the system," and it's like I had no rebuttal to it. you know. And
Mm.
that's when I came to the realization that me getting locked up, especially how I got locked up, kind of broke my mother.
Yeah.
It broke my mother, and the unfortunate thing is that in that kind of led my brother to a led her to make decisions that almost made my brother statistic, because when he wasn't in school, my brother eventually started gravitating to a lifestyle of being gang affiliated, of selling drugs, things of that nature, right? And when I used to hear about this, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What I'm saying? I really used to scold my mother. She's like, well, he needs a passage in the manhood. I'm like, to a fucking gang, you would kill me if you ever thought I was affiliated. You
Mm-hmm.
would kill me if some of the things that he was doing, you don't. How are you letting him get away with this? Oh man, it's different, whatever. Woo, 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 to the all the way, and I used to beat this point home to to the point that when I did actually transition in home was like one of the most scariest things out
What
of
year did you go home?
2012.
Okay, you go home 2012. What camp do you leave from?
The camp I left from was a camp that they had just opened up. It was what was that? What was that private camp? Because they end up shipping me from Washington, from Coastal, to this camp. Um, wow, man, that's gonna wreck my brain. What was this? what was this little because it was right down the street from like Bostic. Like we could see like Bostic, the other prison.
Mm-hmm.
It was a new camp, private camp. What was that? Damn,
Riverbend.
Yeah, Riverbend.
Yeah.
You called it, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Riverbend. I ended up being released from Riverbend. Yeah, but from Alto we went to Washington.
Mm-hmm.
From Washington I got educational transfer to Frank Scott. From Frank Scott to Coastal. No. Frank Scott to Coastal to Frank's. Oh shit. Hold on. Alto, Washington to Frank Scott. Yeah, Frank Scott to Coastal to Riverbend home.
Riverbend home. Did you know Boatwright?
Boatwright, yes, I did know Boatwright.
How deep was your relationship with Boatwright?
I guess casual. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we ever like built a bond.
Were y'all in juvenile together?
I think we were. I don't know, man. It's like I was such a loner. I was really such a loner, man. It's like I knew of people. Like I knew Santiago, I knew Blaine, I knew I knew Tyson.
Y'all,
Scott,
you had a crew. You had a crew.
I knew of these individuals. You know what I'm saying? Who else? I knew Subway.
Yeah.
Who else? Vu and Wolf was ahead of us.
Right.
And we.
Yeah.
Vu, we, Wolf. I knew Dane. Dane Wynn. Yeah. It's like I was such a loner. Unless I was like, I knew Lil Man.
Talking about Wayman Davis?
I think so.
Yeah. He just came back from Dubai.
Yeah. So it's like I knew individuals, man, but it was like such in passing because I was like such a loner.
Yeah.
I think the only reason that I stood out to most people is because of my behavior and my my militant discipline. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be honest with bro. When I was like, who is this nigga doing these flips on the yard? Nigga just did a double kick and out. No, it's not a running start. He just did it standing in place. Yeah, man. Stay away from this motherfucker.
Yeah, man. That's like, I used to. Oh my God, yeah. When they used to let me out on the yard, man, they used to so much space. I just used to train. I used to go in front of the gun tower, man, and have all that open space.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to work on every technique that I can think of, man. And the only thing I was, you know what I'm saying, and it was just like, when is it going to pop off, man? Because I know for a good little minute, man, that's what it was, man. What it was, man. Even when you was talking about like, have I ever been approached by homosexual? I remember I was training one time at F1.
Bro, how did you make it to F1? Because you came from A unit to C unit, and you know what? I remember seeing you in B unit, but what you do to get to B unit?
Man, you talking about? What B unit was at that time was what the
B unit. If you was in B unit, it's because your security went up.
Yeah, I started off at Max.
Oh,
I started off at Max because I had an armed robbery, aggravated assault, kidnapping, bro.
Yeah, but bro, I
didn't come to PMC. Even when I was going to school, I was still at high Max, and it wasn't until I damn near graduated they brought me to PMC. They brought me to the PMC.
Okay, so you started out.
So I started out.
Wow.
I started out down here. When I went to Gym Pop, that's where they sent us. They sent us. Sent us to Thunderdome. I went to F. I started out F1. My roommate was Amp. My roommate was the old school Amp. Old school Amp was the first dude I got to hit.
Bro, you went to the worst of the worst. The only thing worse than F1 is F2.
Yeah, F1, yeah, for real though. F1 they call Murder One. You know what I'm saying? So that's where F1 where it was law that if you got to fighting on the top range, somebody had to get thrown off. The loser, if you did not, the dorm literally ganged up and tossed both of you. It was law. If you got to fighting up there, one of y'all had to go.
That's stupid.
So, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I told you, because I went over first. Because I told you, my counselor told me, like, look, they told me that I was psychologically prepared for Gen Pop. You know what I'm saying? When I was turning 17.
Yeah.
Even though you're not supposed to go until 18.
Right.
Then they're supposed to, so they sent me 16 transitioned to 17.
Crazy.
So
that's crazy.
Amp was my roommate. Amp was the first person, right? So he locks me in the door, right? Well, this might not have been Amp from the intake. It was another Amp.
Mm-hmm.
So he locks. So I come in the room. I'm putting my stuff in. I guess it was already other cats that had transitioned down that they didn't already had to make examples out of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Coming being, rowdy. So Amp, he comes in and like, he said, oh, so you my roommate? I'm like, yeah, what's good? So he's like, I'm gonna tell you like this with your little young ass.
That sounds about right.
He said, you know how to fight? I said, shit, I can hold my own. He said, you sure? He said, cause your ass don't know how to fight. He said, don't you take your ass in this day room? Don't you motherfuckers think about gambling? He said, you sure you know how to fight? I said, shit, I can hold my own. He said, yeah, click. So I'm like, well, that's what it is, right? Yeah. And we motherfucking we tore that motherfucker up, and I motherfucking put a licking on Amp. Yeah. Amp after it's like, but we didn't finish fighting, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still in, like, I'm finna fight with my leg, and Amp like, whoa, calm your ass down. Calm your leg. You got, boy, I see you got your ass. And then this why I knew that I was in a insane asylum. Yeah. Because after this fight, he was like, boy, I ain't know you going, like, you know what? He said, you good with me. He said, they got a goddamn dice game going upstairs. They got a poker game right now. If you need a cup of soup, as long as you put the motherfuckers back, you can get. He said, yeah, boy, you gonna fit right in. And I'm just like, what happened? He said, goddamn. And he's back. He's like, yeah, my motherfucker.
Yeah, he
fight.
Goddamn.
Yeah, that motherfucker's a hook. He's a hook. He's good. And I'm just sitting in my room thinking, like, where the fuck did they send me? Where did they send me? You know what I'm saying? What is this, man?
It's crazy.
I remember I was training in front of the window and seeing the monster punk Peaches for the first time approach me. Do you remember Peaches?
Name sound familiar, Peaches.
Man, I don't know. I can't remember Peaches I can't remember Peaches' real name.
Peaches was big.
Yes, this motherfucker like 6'2", 252.
Yeah. I remember Peaches.
Right? I'm training in front of the window because you know how the F building is set up. It's 2 dormitories. Mm-hmm. We beat up, and we got big bay windows that face the basketball courts, which is our yard. That's all the yard. Mm-hmm. Then you got G2 and G1, which used to be
mental health and ITP.
Used to be ITP, yes.
Yeah. You spent a lot of time over there.
So motivated, down right road, baby. You check us out, smooth. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, I remember.
You too have gone to
Oh my God, man.
That's crazy.
Man, so I'm training, right? So I see this fucking over there, man. And all the worst case scenarios is running through my head because I just want to be left alone. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, am I really going to have to fight this big nigga? And I'm just like, God damn, it's a big nigga.
Peaches is big,
and the thing about it is, I'm not the size. People see me on the camera now. I have put on
a lot
at
of
least
weight,
40 pounds to what the hell my ass was. In Alto, I was literally 145. Soaking fucking wet, nothing but muscle.
You never stood like a small person though.
I
nothing like he the king of the goddamn jungle.
It's like I just felt like I always ready, man. And most of my time at Alto, I don't feel like I ever relaxed until I got to like 17, and then when I finally got to when they transitioned most of PMC to like regular dorm and shit like that. And I felt like, so I what was it? When I finally got to 16, I felt like I could relate. It was way more laid back. Cause even when I was at 17, that's when old boy had toilet paper and you know Miss Dorsey ain't finna do shit. Bruh. She ain't finna do nothing. She finna watch the whole thing. And then these niggas used to jack off this look. I'm like, what are you jacking off for? This motherfucker turned sideways and disappeared.
That was the little skinny white girl.
Yes, right? With all the acne in her face, right? Now,
hold on. What happened with you and Peaches though?
Oh yeah. I'm getting back. So I'm over there training. I'm seeing this bulk of a motherfucker come over, and I'm like, fuck. So I keep going, not trying to alert him that I'm just taking an aggressive position to get ready. So he comes over, he stops, and the most awkwardest thing come out this nigga mouth that I could possibly. It's like, how you doing? I'm like, huh? And that kind of stopped me in my tracks because I didn't expect anything feminine, anything resembling feminine coming out. This dude who was 6'2", 2-something, crazy. Close to 3-something pounds. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, huh? Excuse me? Like I said, how you doing? I be seeing you over here doing your little martial, your little thing and everything. I'm like, I'm like, yeah. He's like, you need anything? You let me know. I said, I don't think I'll need anything, but I appreciate it. He said, okay. He said, I just see you quiet. I said, I'm like, okay. And he walks off, right? And I don't know how to take that. Yeah. Once again, I'm at another crossroad of my life. Like, where did they send me? Where did they send me? Right? You know what I'm saying? Damn, 2 weeks after that, you know what I'm saying? Peaches was dating this little skinny dude with glasses. I can't remember what he is, right? Had a bad gambling problem. Nigga used to never damn win. He used to always stay in debt. This day he was striking. Yeah. This nigga was striking, boy. He was skinning them on the poker table. Yeah. Man, I'm talking about crap table. He wouldn't lose. Dudes got fed up like, man, fuck this nigga. We ain't paying him nothing. Beat him up, took the kitty, right? He's up in a room, balled up. Peaches go up there like, nigga, what, bro? I hear the door close. I hear a loud argument. Next thing you know, I see Peaches come out. These little ass motherfucking orange shorts, shirt tied up, boots tied up, goes running amok. Poker table, beat him up, take the kitty. Crap table, go to smash it. Take that kitty, bring it back to the room, lock it, call out the door. And any other y'all that want this, y'all can come see me. Locks himself in the door with old boy and both the kitties from the poker table and the skin table. Yes. What? Yes, bro. Oh my God, bro. I'm telling you.
That's crazy.
Man, it was bonkers, bro. It was bonkers.
Bro, you know the crazy part, I interviewed a guy who was at Alto. He was openly homosexual. I can't think of his name. I think he started with
but you talking about Thug, is you?
Nah, who's Thug?
I can't remember.
I done interviewed a lot.
But I remember Thug kicked another punk in the face named Sheikah. We used to call me and Scott used to joke about it, call it Thug Passion. Cause Sheikah had beat Thug up. When Thug got out the block, we was in, you know how Chow Hall is back there, you know what I'm saying? You know, our Chow Hall was still back there by FG and FG and E, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Thug come up there catching Sheikah in line as we crossing. I'm talking about in the face. I'm talking about we like, oh my God. while we transitioning, we like, oh, Thug Passion. This guy called to get the Thug Passion. We like, nigga. Wow, man. And that's another thing people don't know about most penal systems and things of that nature, right? You got to be careful on who you get to a confrontation with because
you don't know.
You will. It's some dudes that you may have to kill because you will never stop fighting this person until they get a win. Right. It don't matter how many times they will fight you every time you see to the death every day. Yeah. Every day. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. Damn, it's ridiculous, bro.
I had damn. You got stories. my eye opener when because I was at Hayes and we got the PMC, and the first day I seen dudes like putting on their visitation outfits, and then the whole thing was, mind you, I'm new to chain game for real. I was at Hayes, but I was up on the fast track, but they kept saying the bitch is gonna be on the yard. That's what I did. Like, oh, the bitch is gonna be in the yard. I don't want to told my home. I said, hey man, they say the bitch is gonna be on the yard. He said, man, bitches. I say, listen out the window. You know, POC got the big yard. Yeah. man, the bitches gonna be on the
yard.
That nigga over there got his clean stripes on. I get to the yard. I don't see no bitches.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember Fat.
Yeah.
I see Fat with some nut huggers on. I see another gay dude who looked like Terry Pendleton from the Braves. I can't think of his name. But I said, bro, and then by the time, when I got to the yard and I realized that the bitches they was talking about was not real bitches, all I heard was the lock go on the thing. I said, man, I don't want to be out here, man. I want to go home so bad, bro. I want to go home so bad. But Alto was one of those.
Oh yeah, places. I do you one better. I know when they used to close on the yard. But the thing about it is, I did like Alto yard. It was so sweet, man. You could bring down anything out there, man, whatever. So the punks used to bring the sheets out. They used to throw the sheet. Used to tie the sheets to the fence to make shade, whatever. And I see these niggas out there sunbathing. So it was China, Pineapple, Honey Bun, and B. They all out there. When I promise you, these niggas got here. Yeah. You know, B used to B. Man, B was sitting in a store called to suck a nigga off, bro. I remember she got one dude.
That's crazy. This video gonna do numbers right here,
bro, man. I'm telling you, because you know B used to gamble, right?
Yeah.
And B was good, man. I don't know. That nigga had a rabbit's foot in his ass or something. Something, boy. I'm talking about he didn't miss, bro. But he would break them dudes off, man. The you know what I'm saying, for
his little crazy,
for his little fat man shoot. But they used to catcall, man. I remember what was it? Pineapple thought she was on there. I'm like, why are you? I don't even know how I said she. This nigga thought he was gonna try to try, and I'm like, nah. They're like, hey, kung fu. I'm like, I'm not finna deal with it. I had the same Scott. They had
what happened?
Honey Bun and China had Scott hemmed up. I see Scott waving for help like this. I came and got Scott. He's like, man, the succubus is trying to get me.
The what?
The succubus is trying to get me. Oh my God, boy, they had Scott hemmed up. Man, Scott was over there. I'm telling you, God. Man. Oh my God, boy.
Okay, so all right, so unfortunately, Boatwright passes away in E1.
Ooh, was that the time he had a heart attack?
No, that was the time he got sexually assaulted by 3 individuals.
Oh, I did know Boatwright. Oh, yeah. I know. Oh my God. Oh, I almost forgot about that. How the fuck I forget about it? Oh my God. Yes, I do remember.
Yeah.
I do remember.
Boatwright was from what I heard, they tried to rape him, and when they was choking him,
they held on too long. I'm gonna tell you another motherfucker that got away. Rainey. When Rainey goddamn killed that damn boy, holding him in that chokehold too long in the block, yeah.
I heard about that, but I didn't hear a lot about it.
Yeah, old blue-eyed Randy had that damn boy in the damn chokehold with the nightstick and killed that damn boy.
Damn.
Yeah.
Literally got away with murder. Damn. But they I'm telling you, I got so much shit, bro. Hey man, come on.
Go ahead. I want you to finish because they need to know that, man. Because that when I talked about rating, that almost reminded me of the CERT team. You know, G on the CERT team used to do martial art too.
Yeah.
You know, G used to goddamn come and get me out my motherfucking cell to spar with other fucking
for real.
Yeah, with other inmates got for entertainment. But I'm also seeing G will fucking take off the walkie-talkie and get out there too.
Now I heard that.
He will too.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's the one thing But he used to come and get us. Santiago. He used to come time get Santiago out.
Yeah.
Damn, what it was another dude. I think it was named Mike. I think he was a boxer or whatever.
Yeah.
He used to pay off. He used to like to see us fucking spar.
Yeah.
Almost it wasn't like undisputed where we like goddamn trying to kill each other, whatever, man. But they like, hey, look, let me get Oliver for a trash detail or some shit like that. Next thing you know, we all the way down to motherfucking in F building, the E building, and shit. What the fuck we doing down here? Somebody wants you to meet. I said, what the fuck?
Crazy.
It was either that or the kitchen, or in the back of the kitchen we had. Yeah.
Damn, bro, that's crazy. But Boatwright, bro, was unalive. I guess they tried to choke him and, like you said, held him too long, bro. He died. He passed away. And I was advised that the way that they caught the 3 people is that they semen was left in.
Yeah, man. Oh, man, I did remember that, bro. Oh my God, I can't remember.
And that's how Alto got shut down. They had his.
That was because I was still there because I was there for the whole transition.
Yeah, that's how Alto got shut down. They had a lawsuit. I think his grandparents sued, and it was just too much going on at Alto. And I would start looking at the lawsuits. Too many murders, too many robberies, and too many sexual assaults, bro. When I looked at the sexual assaults, I was like, bro, when they was calling out the names, I was like, man, this dude was raping. This dude held this dude down. I was like, bro, this shit is crazy, man.
I remember one time when I was in what was it, 17? 17, it was a guy named McIntosh. So
I remember McIntosh.
Guy named McIntosh. So so of course at this time, right, it was a dude in there coming over named Fluellen. Now Fluellen, I used to tell him Fluellen, but Fluellen still had this real childish mode. I don't think it really settled in where he was. He was one of those dirt bikers. So
what you mean dirt bikers? Like
when we talking, didn't want to bathe. You know what I'm saying? He was scared to take a shower.
I thought that was a strategy. Yeah.
Scared to take a shower, or he would use that as a strategy, thinking that would deter individuals from wanting to assault him. That's what a lot of that is what there are certain dirt bikers or certain individuals who take on a unsanitary avenue to deter assaultees or homosexual pirates, you know what I'm saying, from wanting them. You know, it was one of their deterrents, but of course it didn't quite work out for well. So I remember when McIntosh came to me, and it's so crazy how these cats try to rationalize this. He's like, hey, he's like, oh, he said, let me talk to you. I said, I'm like, all right. Now I knew McIntosh, he boxed. He always see me training. He's like, yeah, why you be doing? Yeah, I knew you. Yeah. I knew you know what you do, Kung Fu. Yeah. He said, come, let me talk to you. I said, what? He said, hey, man. He said, let me remember. He said, what if you had a homeboy, right? He said, you cool with him, what up? Now, you know, if he go anywhere else, they gonna get him, right? So, wouldn't it feel like he doing him a courtesy if you break him in, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, man? He been, before I said, I don't know what the logic is. I said, if it's your homeboy, won't you, scold him? I said, well, I mean, but if it's gonna happen, I mean, this kind of nature. He said, I knew you would understand. Oh, and it wasn't me encouraging it. I'm just trying to I really don't. I'm trying to figure out where the conversation is going.
Yeah.
Next thing you know it, 2 weekends later, I hear a confrontation. Next thing you know it, McIntosh is literally naked with Fluellen, then drug him in the shower, is bathing him himself.
What?
Bathing this man himself, and I'm sure he assaulted him later. But he literally.
Okay, so hold on, was the guy that you're talking about
McIntosh?
Not Mac, because McIntosh had a little size on him.
Light skin, real wavy hair.
Yeah, McIntosh had a little size on him.
Yeah, had a little size on him.
But the dude that I think you're talking about, he was kind of, well, I ain't gonna say the look like, but
Fluellen was kind of top heavy, but he didn't have a whole lot of weight on him.
Right.
He was younger.
Yeah, almost petite.
To a degree, other than him being top heavy.
He used to always be with McIntosh.
He used to always be.
I know exactly who you're talking about, bro.
Always used to be. I remember when it happened, because it's like I didn't know he was necessarily talking about Fluellen, but it was just like I knew it was certain things that he would tell Fluellen, like, "Hey man, you gonna babe, da." And I'm just like, me, I just be in my own little world.
What dorm? What dorm was y'all in?
That was 17. We was in PMC then.
Damn, bro, that's 17. Crazy. Because I heard that before I had got down there that McIntosh was a bitch.
He was, and I'm gonna tell you who. I know who got him. It was dang, I can't remember the dude who had got him. But yeah, McIntosh had been sexually assaulted himself. He had been sexually assaulted himself.
So that was my theory with a lot of these people. I was like, a lot of these people have been sexually assaulted, and in order to, I don't know what,
to try to justify it or to try to make sense of it, and it's I think in that type of environment it's so easy to get confused because there's so much chaos that you have to apply something to it to make it kind of mentally digestible.
Right.
Even when it don't make sense to them. And man, it's so much trauma.
Yeah,
it's so much trauma in there, man. Because I know at one point in time, even after doing my getting my psychology degree, I used to do a questionnaire with homosexuals because I'm like, what makes you want to desire another man?
Right,
you know what I'm saying? What do you think makes feminine, right? And of course, a lot of them would deflect and things of that nature, even try to flirt with me and things of that nature. But when they finally broke down to actually be honest with me, all of them, most 90% of them all admitted to being assaulted, usually by a family member at some point in time in their life.
Bro, I promise you, I had a theory. I was like, and it's something I just think out loud, and I read a lot, and a lot of a long time. So I said, man, Atlanta is very gay. It's a gay place.
Yeah.
And so then I came up with an equation. I was like, bro, it's a lot of people that went to jail in there. I talked to a guy. I interviewed a guy on that very couch who was locked up when James Brown was locked up.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
But he was telling me how Alto was back in the 60s.
I don't even want to imagine, bro.
So then I was like, damn, so these are people who are sexually assaulting and getting sexually assaulted, and they coming home.
Vicious cycle. Yeah.
They coming home. And I say, a lot of us have, or a lot of people have uncles and relatives that touch the kids. And I say, then that cycle keeps perpetuating. And I was like, man, this, and it's just a theory.
It does make sense.
It was just a theory, but I was just like, man, it just, and I've seen people that I came into this prison with, and we both like, bro, I don't mess with boys. I don't do none of that.
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
But then a couple of years later, I hear you and got your dick sucked by a white boy.
Wow. I mean, that's always been my thing for me, right? Because don't get me wrong, I think there's plenty of homosexuals inside the chain gang that will give you very, very convincing stories. They're like, how you know you don't like it, whatever. And I even get that on the street, which is stupid.
Crazy.
Stupid as ever. It's just like, to me, I don't knock whoever has a preference. Everybody's entitled to their own preference, to each their own. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is that, don't try to assault me or discriminate against me for having my preference. The reason I can't, even if I wanted to, is that there's nothing about another man that physically turns me on, right? That's just like, even when people say being assaulted in the penal system can make you gay, I'm like, no, I don't think even being sexually assaulted in the penal system can make you gay, because I've seen dudes that happened and they got their get back. You know what I'm saying? It didn't automatically start making other men attractive to them. You know what I'm saying? It has to be something else. You don't become gay until you can look at another man and be aroused.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can be a heterosexual man and give another man a compliment. Like, hey, you know what? I think that's a handsome young man.
Right.
Because that preference is based off of that. I know he has qualities that I know women would be attracted to.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not necessarily like, oh my God, that dude turns me on.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? And I can get aroused in order to be able to be intimate with him. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's when you turn gay. I don't think it's the sexual being assaulted makes you gay. It's when you actually can mentally internalize, like, oh, you know what, he's attractive, or you can idealize certain aspects intimately about another male. I'm just like, no.
So what you're saying is, from a naturalistic observation perspective, is that if an individual is sexually assaulted, the individual who's sexually assaulted, it doesn't mean that he's a homosexual.
It doesn't. It doesn't. I know that there are guys who have had that experience, but that experience in itself does not have to. They don't have to. But I know that. Don't get me wrong. It's a very traumatizing experience for anyone. I can only imagine. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen dudes you know, that I came up that have had that they took their lives because they could not mentally handle it. You know what I'm saying? That's what Wody that I came that I was in juvenile with.
Who is Wody? Why does it name
Wody? He was from AUG. He's from Augusta, and just a lot of bravado. You know, real. Well, you know what I'm saying, real thug, but he sagged a lot of things of that nature, man. I think he was a little bit on light skin side. Had a little fro to him, man. As far from what I said, but he just had a lot of bravado, you know what I'm saying, because on the street, you know, when you got guns and you got weapons, you got things to help you beat, you know, to equalize numbers and things of that nature. You can be a hot shot, but of course, in prison, it's a different platform.
Right.
It's a different platform, and I think he was one of those individuals who did go across the yard, and I think I was already gone. You know what I'm saying? I had probably already transitioned to PMC after they turned it over, you know, because I think that was one of the things that brought me to PMC is because I was in education. So they made everybody who was in education come out of, you know, the F, the E, and the other Johns. You know what I'm saying? So when they did, so even though my first transition from into Gen Pop from juvenile was down in the F one, soon as they transitioned over for, they said all education, you know, trades, things of that nature had to be in PMC, they automatically brought me to PMC. So when he transitioned over, I think he went over there with that bravado and probably found himself assaulted, and later I end up hearing that, you know, he ended up taking his own life. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, rest in peace to him. And I end up having another friend, well, I can't call him my friend of mine. At first, we started even in the same RYDC, and it was very tragic because James did not have. He grew up in a foster home, so he did not have that same support system that most of them. And even me at one point in time were about to be confrontational, and of course, you know, it didn't lead to that. And I'm just like, I didn't feel any need to fight him at that time. You know, I was just like, I'm like, why? If you can give me a good reason why we fight, I mean, we can hook all day long. You know, I think it was only one person in RYDC that I had expressed that I really wanted to hurt, and I think, you know, Cloud had when Officer Cloud, shout out to him, man. He was really big influence in the RYDC, Clayton County RYDC. You know, he ended up telling, he's like, look, the dude, I think the dude named Trinell, he told Trinell, he says, look, he said, I don't know what you did to this man. He said, but please leave him alone. He says, I know you locked up. He said, but I'm telling you, he said, all I see this man do every time we count is go in his room, hit 300 sit-ups, 100 push-ups, and train. And I don't know how to stop him. Sometimes he don't even want to leave his room. He would rather stay in his room and train. He said, do you really want to fight this dude? He said, whatever you do, because he wants to hurt you, whatever you said to him. Because it was just like Trinell had this mouth on him, bro. And he just kept talking, and it was under my skin, you know what I'm saying? And I'm an extremely humble person, but of course, everybody has their limits. But after that, man, he came to me. He's like, hey, he's like, man, can I ask you a question? I was like, so I'm thinking like, this is the moment that I kill you. You know, he said, man, he said, did you really want to kill me? I said, and I told him, I straight up, I'm like, yes, I did. And he said, why? I said, you don't know when to stop. He said, man, I know words are not supposed to be in them. He said, but you do not know. I said, you do not want to stop. And I really feel like you got something. He's like, man, I'm just talking. He said, he said, I didn't think what I said granted you to want to kill me. He said, well, I said, that's how I felt.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't know. And, you know, we became cordial, you know what I'm saying, from then. But getting back to James, I think me and James almost got into about a basketball game. But when we transitioned into Alto, he came over because he was another one of the dudes in Superior Court that end up getting, I think anybody that had more than 10 years end up going to Alto.
Yep.
So, you know, when we was in the dorm, of course, he did not have a support system because he was raised in a foster home. So they did what they could, but it wasn't enough. So thank God that I did have a mother that did put money on my books, that I was able to ration out how much money that I would use and I could buy something. And sometimes I would have some extra leftovers and I would look out for them, because we already know on the weekends they don't feed you. A lot of people don't know that. Everybody think of like, oh, they have to give you 3 meals a day. The fuck they do. No, they do not.
They don't.
They do not. Please do not let them people make you believe that shit. They feed us 2 times on the weekends. Mm-hmm. That's breakfast and dinner, and there's no set times.
Nope.
There's no set times. There's been times that we didn't motherfucking go to chow till 9 o'clock at night.
Yep.
So sometimes we'll be called out at 3-4 o'clock in the morning to go to chow and not eat until 9 o'clock at night. You can only imagine how that drives individuals to want to do unlawful activities, man, in order to be able to maintain just life and survival. And I do find there was a lot of individuals who did, do that because they did not have the support system. And James was one of those people, so I used to look out for him. Mm-hmm. So it hurt my heart that when I went over, like I went over before everybody, and he went over, and I still used to look after him even after he was down in the F building. And then we was in the gym one day, and there's another dude that came up to me. He's like, yeah, he like, yo, Kung Fu. I'm like, what's up? He's like, man, you hear about your boy Ruby, right? I said, Ruby.
Who is Ruby?
Who the hell is Ruby?
We'll rename your ass.
I'm like, who the hell is Ruby? He said, Ruby, you knew Ruby, right? I said, I don't know a fucking Ruby, man. I don't know who you talking about, bro. You probably got the wrong person. He's like, no, bro. He said, what's the dude? He said, James. I bowled up. I said, I said, don't you ever talk about my partner, man. I said, my partner ain't no motherfucking Ruby. I said, who are you? I said, what is your problem, man? He's like, no, I'm just telling you what it is. He said, I was like, no. So it's like I wanted to defend him, but I knew I needed more information. Right. And this was at the time when me and DQ used to always go into the bathroom.
My boy DQ, man. Free DQ, Jackson, man. Yeah. Free DQ, man.
Me and DeQuentin Jackson used to always spar it out, man. One of the best sparring partners I think I have ever met, man. We used to spar in who was in 16? Was it 16? We used to spar in 16 in the mop closet, man. We would trade and spar so long, the floor would be soaked.
Yeah.
We would literally have to mop after some of our trainers, man, to keep from slipping and falling, man. So, man, definitely shout out to DQ, man. I definitely hope they let that brother go soon. I've looked out for DQ when I can, man.
Yeah, me too.
I put money on his books.
Yeah.
And
I had to tell you gotta stop talking to me. Ask me how I'm doing for you.
Yeah, for real. That too. That too, man.
Pretend
that too.
You can't. Shit.
I'm gonna tell you another person, man, who really.
Hold on, because I don't want to end the story with
DQ.
No, not DQ, but
with my partner James.
Right.
Yeah. But he went across, and so I used to get information. So I happened to be in 17 at this time, and then amateur kickboxer, one of my partner, David Smith. Mm-hmm. David Smith was nice with it. I've seen David really, really, man, put it down, man. Dave used to had them hands and them feet. I've seen him reach his leg through one of the bars on one of the top range and hook kick a nigga in the face. And Dave was smooth. One of my favorite sparring partners, man. And he gave me, he's like, hey, Kung Fu. But he worked in the kitchen. So Dave Smith that worked in the kitchen, he said, I asked him to do me a favor, right? Because James ended up working in the kitchen. Because he ended up asking me to shoot him something one time when he caught me in the chow hall. And for those who know, you know what I'm saying, you're throwing a couple soups through the wash window for your boy, you know what I'm saying, whatever, man. Or a star call like, hey. Who's such and such, tell him come in. We like, nigga, get it in there, hurry up for the call. If you know, you know. So he was like, so I told him like, hey man, look, I said, this is what the deal is. I said, this is what my partner named. This is what they say is going on. He said, what? He said, I'm in the kitchen, man. He said, I know the known suspects, whatever. If he kicking it with them or that, he said, I'll get down to the bottom of it. So I think it took him about a week or two, man. And he came through and told me, man, that James was hanging around one of the dudes who was known, you know what I'm saying, for sexually assaulting cats, man. and it came off like that James was his boy, and it hurt my heart. It hurt my heart, man. And I finally confronted him, man, and asked him. I said, man, you know, caught him in the child hall. I mean, we was passing. I was going to the child hall and caught him in traffic. And I asked him. I said, man, James. I said, man, is your name Ruby, nigga? And he couldn't look me in the eye. He couldn't look me in the eye from the shame of it, man. And it hurt my heart because, and I think that's another one of the transitions where I felt like I once again failed somebody that I cared about.
Mm-hmm.
And I found myself in another position where, regardless of how much I trained, regardless of how much I knew, that I still failed somebody that I cared about.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Damn, bro. That's see, my approach was a tad bit, I don't say different, because I've never been a prize fighter. I never been a boxer. I ain't even good at fight. I got into a fight with Lemonhead, and Lemonhead punched me in my motherfucking mouth on the yard. So
I know Lemonhead, boy.
I always
the king of the court, boy.
Hey man, I always been a swirler. That's been my thing. But then I also, it just taught,
lock on the belt, lock in the sock.
Hey man, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever I could do to get the ups, that's what I would do. But I would pride myself on staying out of people's business, man.
For real though, man. Yeah, you can cut down a lot of confrontation just by not being there, man. You know what I'm saying? I think that there's a lot of individuals who can go to, find themselves in the penal system, man, and keep a low profile. I just think that the mentality of the generation, they don't know how to not be busy in some type of form or fashion. So they find themselves caught up in, in gambling and some type of activity. And of course, what they don't know is that those activities have always been traps. They've always been the prerequisites to leading to things, you know what I'm saying, that you don't know how to get yourself out of.
That's it. That's from the day that you get to Alto, somebody's already thinking
they already scoping you out. They already, and it ain't until that, like, hey, yo, homeboy, you want some of this Bombay? You ever had a Bombay before? And I've seen cats, you know what I'm saying, the little perks in the Bombay. Next thing you know it, you know what I'm saying? It happens, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's subtle, sometimes it's outright.
Yep.
And you just have to have your head on a swivel, man, and be aware. Man.
You got to be aware, bro.
You got to be aware, man. I don't think individuals really comprehend the level of the attention span that you need when you're in a constant survival situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I think most of the time, man, the most nerve-wracking for me was when wasn't nothing going on.
Yeah.
When wasn't nothing going on, right? And it's just like you just waiting for the next episode. It's like, it's too quiet.
It's too quiet.
Nobody been stabbed today. No, nobody been stabbed this week. No. But the one thing I can say about Alto, man, 5 years flew by like
that.
Because there was always something going on. It's like I was so on edge. It's like it's already 2007, boy. Like, damn. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And, it's crazy how that is.
So let me. Well, I'm gonna give you one of my ITP stories. I was in ITP and I had a roommate, and at the time I had them made some makeshift dice, and he was a young dude. Yeah. And
you talking about with the toilet paper and
the soap,
the pens and the soap.
Yeah. So I'm in there, we shooting dice, and he let me gamble on credit. So I'm just like, oh wow. But he knew, and I'm just like, oh, I'm taking advantage of this because I'm hungry and we're in ITP. So if he get me down $20, you gonna let me gamble myself back, but you gonna end up. So I am taking advantage of him in this way.
For sure.
So then when my homeboy from the street, I'm not gonna say his name, but we went to the same middle school, but he's been at Alto since middle school.
Yeah.
So mind you, my daughter who was upstairs, like, she was born while I was in the county jail. See what I'm saying? So I've interacted with a female. I don't know what his interaction is. But
yeah.
He come to me. He was like, bro, what's up with your roommate? I was like, boy, he's sweet. But I don't such.
Yeah.
We eating good. So, but I don't understand the gay aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
So he like, so you like your roommate? I was like, yeah, I just told you we were cool. He was like,
Nah.
He said, "Oh." He said, "Shit. So you willing to get stabbed by him?" I said, "Well, what do you mean? Am I willing to get stabbed about my roommate?" Then I said, "Oh, you like him?" I said, "Hey man, no, that ain't." I thought I said, no, when I admit was, I don't want to get stabbed by nobody. But this dude came to me, he was like, "Man, are you willing to get stabbed for your roommate?"
Yeah.
Bro, why would you ask me something like that? I was like, man, that shit shocked me, bro.
I remember Jason thought that I was bending over Scott, man.
Who? Jason
Hughes.
The name sound familiar. I can't put.
All right, big Jason. I'm talking about light skinned Jason. Coon.
Oh, Coon. Yeah.
Coon. I remember, man. Coon used to embarrass us used to embarrass folks so much. This nigga is. I don't know if this dude knew he had a strength level, man. I remember we used to have the water bags in there where they were benching the water bags. So they had I think they had like 3 buckets in there. And I think it was like, I don't know, that might have been like 150, 170, you know, when they were bench. Jason coming in and it's like, he said, "Oh, y'all curling this?" And he said, like, "No, nigga, we benching this." You like, "You sure?" Grabs it with one hand.
Boom.
Hits it. Puts it down. We like,
this nigga.
What the why? What? Why? Please leave. Please. Answer nicely. You know what I'm saying? But you know, me and Scott used to kick it, man. He's kidding, man. He's like, and you know, me and Scott were just tight, you know. So that was my partner, man. I didn't know anything about if he did have a pass or whatever, man. They call him tap out now, so you know.
They call him tap out.
Yeah. He got into Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Okay. You know what I'm saying? He done made a little name for himself now. But Jason was like, he's like, hey, he like, and you? I said, huh? I said, what are you talking about? He like, you know, the white boy. I said, Scott? He said, yeah. I said, what do you mean is that me? I said, you mean, is that my partner, man? We kick it, man. We spar. He like, you don't know what I'm talking about, dude. I'm like,
no, nigga.
I'm like, no. He said, I was looking at him, man. He said, man, but if that's you, yeah, they ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yep.
That's how you got to be. They got nothing to do with me. But I wouldn't have never thought that. But you know, I don't think, and I don't think Jay would have. Man, Jay had his thing, man. He had too much going on, man. He was real, but he had the gambling on lock, man. Man, they used to show enough run some numbers on the games, bro. The gambling was ridiculous. I've seen these dudes $500, $600 on some of these games, man. Oh wow! I didn't know, man. I didn't know that bad. I've never gambled, man. The only thing I've ever gambled with was my life. Honestly,
yeah.
That's the only thing I rolled the dice with. It's my life, man. I've never put my fate to chance, whether it be dice, whether it be cards. Whether
it's the reason I don't gamble today, bro.
I don't. I felt that's one of the reasons why I even quit playing sports in the chain game, because I thought that was a gambler, because it's like, I think the only sport that I didn't find myself about to kill someone in was soccer. Okay, and I never played soccer. Right. Until after they like, we need a goalie. And I'm just like, I don't know how to play soccer. They like, just stand there. Yeah. Just stand there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, cool. But then, of course, you know, I got to where I could move around. I was really, you know, I was always fast, you know, agile. And I got to where I could move the ball around, man. And it just seemed the camaraderie that the Spanish had, man, was way different from the brothers, right? So when I enjoyed that kind of the camaraderie with a lot of the Spanish, and I even taught myself in Spanish in prisons as well. So,
bro, we started working on that, the black men and Bama. And,
I remember Bama.
But we started working on sign language just for no reason at all, bro.
I do remember that. Matter of fact, because it used to be you, Bama, and Alfonso. They used to always sign each other, man. Because I remember I used to see Alfonso in the library doing it, and y'all be like, you know, I'm like,
bro, it's crazy.
You know,
Hey,
and that's
man.
crazy how I pay attention.
Yep.
Man, it's like, yeah, bro.
Yeah, man. I was just like, bro, we sit here, we not getting stronger mentally. We running in place. But
it's true.
I asked about that.
And it was a book that I got from the library that Cece let me keep. That's how I taught myself Spanish.
Okay.
I got the book from Jamaica. Cece gave it to Jamaica. Jamaica gave it to me because Jamaica was teaching DQ French and me Spanish.
Let me ask you this: was you on this exclusive list? Because there was a list for new books that had come in.
No, yes, I was.
Okay.
Yes, I was on the exclusive list. That's how I read all the Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I read the Ariel Salvatores.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't get into the Star Wars. I couldn't get into Star Wars, but they did have me on the loop. Believe it or not, man, and big shout out to my boy CC, man. CC is the one person who actually got me to be able to read for leisure and not just education.
Because at one point in time, you wouldn't read for
I wouldn't read for anything else other than education. He's the only person who's like, hey, he's like, man, he's like, look, I see you, man. These books, man, almost you. I see you in these books.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I see you, man. It's a dude that do martial arts just like you in these books. It turned me on. I'm like, all right, cool. And I think the first book that I read for leisure was Interview with the Vampire by Anne Rice.
Okay.
And then I started reading her whole series. Memnoch the Devil, Victorio the Vampire, Lestat, what is it? Marius Blood and Gold, Pandora's Box. I read a good book. Only thing I got upset with was Queen of the Damned and I was just like, I got upset with Anne Rice. I don't know what she was doing.
Bro, I want to give a shout out to CC and Brother Martin, man, because they got me into the book club. Because I would, excuse my language, I would nigga novel my way up out this guy. I'm talking about I would just
you just zane it out.
Eric Jerome.
Every urban fiction,
everything, bro. The first it made
Tales of Drug Red.
The first would be like James Patterson. But then when we got into like the book club and the debate club, bro, it got to now weekly, I would go in there and I would just pick out a book. So then I started reading like Stranger in a Strange Land. I specifically would go to science fiction. I was like, because you're not reading. But then I took it a step further because I was like, you know what? I want to sound like I can shout at you to death, but I want to sound like
you want to be articulate.
So I began to read my books out loud. In my mind, if I read it and then I read out loud, I'm learning it twice.
Yeah.
I'm learning it twice. Yeah. So, bro, I can turn it off. And I was listening to one of my interviews when I'm talking to A-Town. Wow, shout it got down. But then I'm talking to somebody else and we speak in English.
Sure.
So shouts out to those individuals for putting me on the book list, man, and showing me some love, even when I was on some silly shit.
I can't remember, man, because when we was in Washington and I finally made myself over to the honor dorm, it was a gentleman in there, I can't remember his name, who helped me with my interview presence as well. Because my big thing that used to be extremely repetitive used to be, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'm talking about, man. And I gave an interview, man, and he's like, bro, I know you are really intelligent of mine. He said, but I've just counted 15 times where you've tried to break down your skills and prerequisites, and you know what I'm saying is like, you know what I'm saying, and he had to point that out, man. And I think another thing, you know, that psychology taught me is that you can't consciously break subconscious behavior.
Say that one more time.
You can't consciously break subconscious behavior, right? Because when you're doing things, we're creatures of habit.
Right.
So it's things that we do repetitionally that is just muscle memory.
Right.
And what's the biggest muscle in your body?
Your brain,
right? So it builds certain habits. That's like when people are cursed. A lot of times they don't know how much they curse until somebody points it out. You have to bring awareness to the consciousness of the behavior of the subconscious.
Bro, you breaking us because when you start talking about awareness, self-awareness is one of the 5 elements of emotional intelligence. Exactly. I was talking to my kids the other day and I was like, well, you know, tell me what's your definition of love and where does it come from? And
Exactly.
so people start doing this, and I say, hey man, listen to me. I want you to understand this because I don't want to disrespect nobody. I say, your heart is in your chest, and as much as I love Valentine's Day, I say your blood is responsible for pumping blood. Yeah. No emotions come from your heart at all. All of your emotions come from your brain.
They're just symbols.
That's all it is. And it's that shifting of the paradigm that'll help you think on a different plateau. But if not, then you fall into that same regime and we don't get anywhere. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Me and you, we could talk for hours, but I want to ask you about your transition from Alto to Washington, because at one point in time, when we got to Washington, I think the people there thought that everybody from Alto was gay. And bro, when I say I didn't have no problems getting shower time, because when we came in from Rec Yard,
oh man,
and I went in the shower, bro, folks was scattering like roaches.
Oh man, I think Washington was really different for me, right? So the transition from Washington, right? I think for me that stood out the most, because when we first transitioned, it wasn't number 2 dorms of us, and the women were still on the other side. So we still had women. So we still had women at the prison that was on the other side. Yeah. So this is the only time that I felt like in my career, the chain gang, that it was okay that I was losing weight touching myself, man, because I got the real thing from the town hall, so we like bust it open, and shorty like, and I get to see the real thing. And oh my God, man, I didn't care if she was the size of a house. I didn't care if she was. It's real. It's real. It didn't matter, man. So that interaction in itself was definitely a big change. And then I think one of the other monumental things for me was the showers and because we had doors when we first got there. We had doors, so I got to close the door, and I was just like, "Oh my, what is this?" On real though, it was so alien to me after having no
privacy.
Yeah, for real though, privacy was just an abstract idea. Yeah. And the facilities that we had been at, right? So to be able to go in there and close the door, I was like, oh my, this is gonna be my favorite place. I get to get clean with nobody eyeballing me and or anybody just coming in, and then also the security. Like if anybody tried to come in here to assault me, they gotta open the door. I know you don't need to be here, mother. I know you're in the wrong place, so I'm justified for trying to kill you. Yeah. So justified. So I think that was a big thing for me, man. And I think also the individuals that were left at the toe after, because I think they really shipped out a lot of the cats who were really causing complications and problems to just different prison. They got them first. So the last remnant with us, man, I think we was just mostly like orderlies and front hall, things of that nature. So we were so laid back in the dorms that were quiet, man.
It was different, bro.
It was different, man. I hated when they broke us up,
bro.
I hated when they started when they brought the rest. I was like, man, if I could do my time like this, like a private camp.
I was like, man, this is so.
It's so for real though, man. Even when we would go to the child halls, the sisters were still working in child hall. Damn, they got pulled in.
That's like, how the black man say he was trying to climb through the damn thing.
We was older, man. I remember one time we was plotting on, because they end up letting us out in the yard all at the same time. So we was hollering each other through the fence, right? So we sitting there like, hey, bro, we gonna go to the hole, but I think we can make it. I think we can make it.